I used to think I was just bad at keeping up, but really I was buried under too many decisions, too much noise, and not enough breathing room. The problem wasn't that my house was messy or that I didn't try hard enough. It was that I kept living on autopilot, rushing, reacting, and trying to prove I was managing it all when I was actually drained and resentful most of the time. What I needed wasn't another system. I needed a reset, a way to make simple living feel doable in real life, not just on Pinterest. If you're feeling stretched thin and want to make space for what actually matters, this video shares a few grounded habits that helped me clear the mental clutter without needing a perfect routine or a brand new lifestyle. Clear one layer, not the whole room. When everything feels like too much, it's usually because there's no space, not on the counters, not in your head, not even in your day. That's why the first shift isn't a system. It's permission to remove one visible layer of pressure. For me, that started with clearing off the kitchen table and giving myself 10 minutes after dinner with no noise, no screens, and nothing to finish. Not to meditate, just to not do. Even a single cleared-off surface gave me somewhere to rest my eyes, and a quiet window in the evening helped me stop spiraling into everything's a mess. If your home feels heavy, don't start by reorganizing. Start by subtracting. Pick one spot that helps you breathe easier and hold that space even if the rest is still messy. Next, once there's a little more room to think, you can make small habits stick without overhauling your day. Pick one surface you don't have to fight for. When the whole house feels like a disaster, it's easy to shut down and do nothing, because where do you even begin? What helped me was keeping one surface clean. Just one. For a while, it was my bathroom counter. No matter how chaotic the kitchen got, or how many toys were on the floor, that one space stayed clear. It didn't have to be perfect, it just had to be mine. And it made brushing my teeth at night feel less like another task, and more like a small reset. This isn't about being tidy. It's about having one calm zone that makes you feel a little more steady. Choose a spot that matters to you, maybe your bedside table or the top of your dresser. Protect it like it's sacred. Once you have that, you'll start to notice how much lighter your day feels just from having one thing you don't have to clean up first. Guide the clutter. Don't fight it. One of the hardest parts of simplifying your space is when you're not the only one living in it. You clear a surface, and 10 minutes later, someone dumps their stuff there. It's frustrating, and it can make your effort feel pointless. The key isn't to control what others do. It's to create visible anchors, small repeated signals that shift the energy of a space. I started by adding a tray for keys and sunglasses by the door. Not fancy, just defined. And I told my family, this is the one place for stuff we drop when we come in. That tiny boundary gave everyone a reference point. Example: you could put a laundry basket in the living room instead of chasing socks back to bedrooms. Or use a single basket for shared chargers and remotes. These aren't aesthetic fixes, they're low-friction ways to reduce clutter without constant nagging. Make bad habits slightly less convenient. When something's too easy to toss down, it piles up: fast keys on the counter, jackets on chairs, unopened mail wherever there's space. Instead of trying to be more disciplined, I started making it slightly harder to leave clutter where it didn't belong. I moved the mail basket out of arm's reach and added a hook for my bag behind the door, so it took a few more steps to drop things in the wrong spot. And surprisingly, that small bit of friction worked. Not perfectly, but enough to stop the automatic drop-and-go cycle. You don't need to overhaul your routines. Just ask what clutter keeps reappearing, and how can I make it a little harder to repeat the habit that causes it? That one shift can take your space from always slipping backward to quietly staying a little more under control. Say yes without overextending. A lot of overwhelm doesn't come from stuff, it comes from overcommitting. Saying yes when you're already stretched thin, offering help when your own laundry isn't folded, agreeing to plans that leave you scrambling. What helped me wasn't becoming a no person. It was shrinking my yes. Instead of baking something from scratch, I'd say I can grab cookies on the way. Instead of hosting, I'd offer to meet at the park. I didn't pull back from people, I just stopped draining myself to show up. You're allowed to choose a version of showing up that fits inside your actual bandwidth, not your imagined best self. And that shift alone can create more calm than any organizing system ever could. Up next, how to keep the pressure down without losing momentum. 1 and done. When your to-do list is a mile long, even starting feels pointless because finishing isn't happening today. So I stopped trying to finish. I started doing one thing, then calling it done. Not pretending it was everything, just letting it be enough for right now. One load of laundry, not all of it. One drawer, not the whole kitchen. And if I got extra energy later, great. But I didn't owe it. This broke the all-or-nothing cycle. I wasn't always playing catch-up or collapsing from burnout. I was just steadily moving forward in a way I could keep up with. Let's talk next about how to make sure those little steps don't get undone by the end of the day. Tidy just enough to wake up. Calm. No matter how tidy things get during the day, it's easy for the evening to unravel it all. Dishes pile up, laundry gets left out, and suddenly tomorrow starts already behind. What helped me was building in a 5-minute reset before bed. Nothing intense. Just walking through the space, once tossing stray toys into a basket, clearing the sink, setting out one clean dish towel. I wasn't aiming for perfection. I just wanted to wake up without dread. This became less about cleaning and more about caring for my future self. It's a way to say, you deserve to start fresh. Let's close with one habit that's more about mindset than movement, but it quietly changes everything. Name the thought, then let it go. Sometimes even when the house looks fine, your mind still feels cluttered. There's something unfinished, a worry you can't name, or just a mental buzz you can't shake. I learned to pair physical resets with one tiny mental habit, naming what's lingering. Before bed, I'd write down one thing I was holding onto, a task. I didn't finish a text. I forgot to send something I kept thinking about. Just naming it and leaving it on a sticky note for tomorrow helped me let go enough to rest. Example, maybe it's call dentist or deal with that refund. Once it's on paper, your brain doesn't have to keep spinning it. You don't need to solve everything to sleep better. You just need to feel like it's held somewhere so you can actually exhale. Choose slower on purpose. We're taught to chase efficiency, get more done, move faster, squeeze productivity out of every corner. But that mindset is what burned me out in the first place. So I started asking a different question. What would this look like if it felt slower, not lazier, not less responsible, just less frantic? I gave myself margin between tasks. I left space in my calendar. I stopped filling every silence with noise. And the strange thing, I didn't fall behind. I actually started enjoying my life again. The house didn't fall apart. I just finally felt like I was living in it, not rushing through it. This kind of simple living isn't about having less, just to say you did. It's about finally feeling like you can exhale. Everything we talked through here isn't about being more productive. It's about feeling less buried. When life gets loud and cluttered, the smallest changes can bring back a sense of steadiness. Even just one habit, like protecting your evening reset or saying a smaller yes, can make your days feel more manageable and your home feel more like yours again. That's the real value of simple living. Not perfection, just relief you can feel. If this gave you a little clarity or calm, feel free to like or subscribe. It helps us keep making videos that meet you where you are.